Hello everybody, this is Marie and welcome to Marie's Chatty Tarot. Today we're gonna do a quick video about the Unabomber who passed away in prison via suicide. So before we get started, for those interested, today I'm gonna be using the Tarot of the Cloisters. I did an unboxing of this deck I think a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. So you're welcome to check it out on my YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute channel. And so I saw it on my Telegram. I follow a few researchers on Telegram, and one of them mentioned that the Unabomber, his name was Theodore, Ted for short, Kaczynski. Maybe I'm pronouncing his name wrong, and I apologize. So apparently he was this Ivy League professor, math genius or prodigy, and then he went to Harvard, was part of this experiment, and that experiment really left the guy, well, I don't want to say fucked up, but yeah, basically. And a lot of people have mentioned that was one of the reasons why that he became the Unabomber. So Unabomber is basically, he was bombing universities and airports, and later on, I think he every year or so it was like a serial bomber where he was targeting certain airports, certain universities, and then they were able to find him through his manifesto that he was living as a recluse in a homestead somewhere. I forgot. The detail is sketchy. Please comment below. And then that's how they were able to find him when the FBI or the authorities analyzed a manifesto to the letters that he used to send either to the newspaper or to the universities or airport about why he was doing this. So apparently this guy was M3 ultra pretty severely, that had dissociation disorder. I don't know if that's making any sense, because the way I was reading the article, I was starting to feel sorry for the guy. Granted, he made a crime and he killed people, and it sounds like it was a tragedy all over. And he recently passed away, or they say it was suicide in his jail cell at 71 or 81. Again, I forgot to write those details as a note. But I just wanted to check and see what the cards wants to share about that, because I feel this guy, yeah, bad guy, his actions, but I read a bit of his manifesto. A lot of it is ringing true. Not in the bombing part, obviously, but the part of technology is going to turn you into a slave. That's what his main message, which is what we're seeing right now, right? That they're trying to introduce those credit score system, social credit score. They're trying to do those censoring on TV, on social media. So it looks like this guy, even though he was going through his mental breakdown, I think that was his way to wake up the population, to have people aware that there's something going on, that something off is happening. Yes, he was unwell, and the way he went about it was wrong. But again, when you are going through a mental break, maybe it was a cry for help, maybe it's a way to waking up people. Either way, we didn't understand the message, right? And clearly he was suffering. So all of that, again, not excusing the crime, but let's see what the cards wants to share about him. MK Ultra. Wow. I mean, the experimentation, it looks like his mind was probably splintered. The way that it was, I read it, the way it's explained to me, I could continue on because it was just too much to bear. I mean, just imagining what they did to this man's mind. Right? Again, comment below. Oh, I know I'm probably not conveying it too well, but this is just sad. So that's what the cards wants to share. 5 of Pentacles. The World. What the cards wants to share about this. Justice. In the past. 5 of Swords. 10 of Wands. 10 of Pentacles. It's interesting to see a 10 of Pentacles and a 10 of a sword. That's pretty unusual. A Knight of Pentacles. So what the cards wants to share about him? 5 of Pentacles. So 5 of Pentacles is usually a card about loss, financial loss, loss in status, loss in income, loss in power. It's just loss all over. And what the cards wants to share about him? So this is a guy who lost a lot, right? Clearly. The World. So Major Arcana. Now that's pretty interesting. The World is usually completing a chapter and moving on to the next. So at this, that 5 of Swords is giving me pause, because when I see that 5 of Swords, it's a card of violence. It's a card of being overpowered, right? So in the past, justice. So yes, justice was given to this guy. I read what the article said, that they were trying to, his attorney was trying to have him be tried as insane or not mentally whatever, and I don't think the judge did not allow it. So that's interesting. So justice was dispensed, you know, as it should, because he did commit the crime. The 5 of Swords, present time, mean that, to me, maybe the way that he passed away was not as natural as we want to think it is. So he's a guy who suffered a lot of loss. So he's no longer around because he was clearly suicided. But the 5 of Swords mean that maybe there was somebody that kind of helped that World card to come about, that completion, that end of his chapter. 10. So this is so interesting how this card is showing his death here. 10 of Swords. 10 of Wands. So he's no longer around. 10 of Pentacles. He had information. He had knowledge. He knew stuff, I guess. 10 of Pentacles. So Pentacles is about truth, words, information. Something tangible. So I think now that people are getting awakened, people are realizing that these bombers or serial whatever, those, there were a victim too, and maybe his existence, his continued existence would have been a threat for them. So now that we're, information is coming out about JFK, information is coming out about the CIA, the FBI. So clearly, since days old, this organization has been framing people, has been manipulating people, brainwashing people, experimenting on people. And it's as if they're doing a cleanup job, because their existence is the evidence. Ha! That person exists. The fact that even though he's in jail, the guy is been rotting in jail all this time, but because people now, the population is waking up, and it's as if there's this auto delete, self-destruct mechanism that's been in place, where like, oh shit, the people are waking up, the people is catching on, let's do a cleanup job, let's clean shop, right? Let's remove the evidence. So it feels, and I know it's coming off weird what I'm saying, but it's as if that guy's existence, even though he was rotting in jail, probably people seemingly forgot about him, right? But as if his existence was proof of the MK Ultra, with what they've done to him, how they fractured his mind, so they ended him. Ha. Wow. It's such a sad, it's sad. A waste of a person's potential. I'm taking 2 more cards to see. So yeah, and the reason why they've done it is because the deep state, with that Queen of Vessel, Cups, very concerned, very worried. So the deep state is very worried and concerned about people's level of awakening, of awareness of that, before everything that the FBI, the CIA, the law enforcement agency used to say used to be gospel, but not anymore. I think eventually, wow, if somebody would have reached out to this man, or do a documentary or series or research about him, and find out that he was the evidence, he probably knew a lot of things. But now we will never know, because he has been suicided, and somebody did it with that 5 of Swords. So somebody helped his suicide. So that's interesting. Wow. So what else? Let's ask, what else does the cards wants to share about this Unabomber, Theodore Kaczynski? Again, I'm butchering this guy's name. What else does the card wants to share? So the truth, sometimes slow, does come out eventually. Sometimes it takes decades. That is, wow. So what else the card wants to share about this Theodore Kaczynski? Unabomber. This. So. Okay. The Queen of the High Priestess. Hangman situation. King of Pentacles. recent past. The Emperor. Present. 10. 10 of Wands. Outcome. Hierophant. Clarification. Magician. Clarification. So, this is, wow. Okay, this is getting better. So the Queen, the High Priestess. So the High Priestess, we asked what else the cards wants to share. So apparently there's more to the story. And it's a secret. So High Priestess is usually being self-reflective, you know, listening to your inside voice, but it could be secret. So there's more to the story that has not been revealed or has yet to be revealed about him, about the deep state, with the Hierophant underneath this card. So this is so interesting. So there's more to the story. And the fact that the Emperor is in the middle as present tells me that the Emperor, I wonder if they put the news out there to send a message. That's pretty interesting. Now the situation, the Hangman. So there's more to the story, and maybe we're not looking at it in the right angle. That's what the Hangman is about. We're not seeing things from the right perspective. So we know that he's the bad guy, that he is the person that supposedly the Unabomber, but this is telling me a whole different story, that there's more to this, and it's yet to be revealed. But we have to look at this from different lens, from different angle. King of Pentacles. So it looks like, so usually the King of Pentacles for me can mean a bad person, a bad guy, the bad, you know, powerful people were behind what happened to this gentleman. Maybe they frame him, maybe they conspired to pin those crimes against him. We don't know. But the High Priestess and the Hangman suggests that there's more to the story and that we're not seeing it the right. And it's the Emperor in the middle is usually the Alliance, Mr. T, good guy. And they have something to do with that, with what's going on right now, with the story that they put out about this gentleman. 10 of Wands. So 10 of Wands would suggest of ending of sort as potential outcome. So that's as if to say, once everything plays out the way it should, or eventually things is gonna, once everything's play out as it should, and you know they captured all these bad guys, those Hierophant, those cabal, whatever group, whatever, then they can share what's really happening with the Magician, because the Magician is a communication card. It's manifesting. It's ruled by Mercury in astrological sense. So in astrology, Mercury rules the Magician. So it's a communication card. It can also be trickery. So here it means two things. So eventually once the bad guys have been exposed, then the truth is going to come out about this gentleman, what really happened, what his story was really about, because there's more to it and we're not seeing it at the proper angle. Apparently I won't say they framed this guy, but they framed this guy in a particular light, because the Magician also means trickery. So this story about him dying, there's more to it. Clearly some machination occurred to help on his suicide, if there was one, right? And the Magician would suggest that there's more to the story, and that the media only portrayed him in a particular light. So there's more to this. Huh. The Lovers. It's about communicating, sharing, impress. So there's way more information about this. This is wow. So usually when I see the Empress with any card, when we ask the Empress, amplify, multiply, because the Empress is abundance, and Lovers is about communication. So one thing is settled with, you know, they clean up shop, remove the bad guys, then they'll be able to share what's really been happening, the level of crime that these people have been committed. So apparently this guy may have been a victim in this particular situation, and there's more to the story. And so right now, you know, they're just giving you, oh, he was suicided, but there's more to his story that's yet to be revealed. So wow, thank you guys for sticking with me to the end of this video. It looks like my phone's about to die, so I'm running out of battery. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.